Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about abandonment because lately I've had a lot of people that I've been talking to about abandonment, a lot of people who have had people abandon them in their life, and it made me really start to think. It made me start to think, well, what is technically abandonment? How does it affect you? How do you handle it? What do you consider it? And this is a subject that is near and dear to my heart because I've had so many people abandon me. And the best way that I can explain it is when you have a puppy or an animal of any kind, but especially a puppy. I'm going to put that out there because so many people have animals, especially dogs. And when you go to take care of that animal, you don't leave it alone for months at a time, right? You want to give it love, you want to give it affection. In order for it to merely survive, you have to give it so much attention per day. Now, if you want to love it and really have it love you, and for it to be a good relationship with your animal, you have to give that animal not just food and water, you have to give it physical love and attention for at least an hour or more a day, right? So, why wouldn't you give that attention to people in your life that you say you love and you care about, right? It doesn't make sense. And so, for people who are wondering, well, what is abandonment? How do I classify it? How do I know if somebody in my life, especially in maybe a romantic relationship, is really abandoning me and is not treating me the way that I should be treated? You can really classify it as, are they treating you on the same level as they would treat a pet? So if they're not giving, especially in a romantic relationship, if they're not giving you some attention every day, chances are they've abandoned you, and maybe you're not ready to accept it, you know? Abandonment hurts. Masaru Emoto did a rice jar experiment where he stuck different jars of rice on the counter, right? And one was labeled love, and that one got all the affectionate words. Another one was labeled hate, and that one got all the hateful words. Oh, you're disgusting. You're nasty. And then he put a separate jar aside with rice in the corner, and that one got no attention whatsoever. And there were a few other jars that he had, but I can't remember them all. But they actually found that the one that was ignored in the corner, that got no words, no attention whatsoever, was the one that rotted the quickest. And the one that got the loving words and the loving affection rotted the slowest. Well, it's very similar in human minds and human relationships and animal relationships. You know, scientists have found out that when you ignore someone, you actually harm them mentally, emotionally, and physically in a way that even people who get beaten don't get hurt. So every time you ignore someone that you love, you are hurting them in a way that is more severe than if you were to physically slap them. And that's one of the reasons why this particular subject is so near and dear to my heart, because I see it all the time. Either people are having people in their life who have abandoned them, and maybe they can't face it or they can't deal with it, and they don't know what abandonment is and how to classify it. How do I know that this person has abandoned me? Or I see people abandoning other people, and they're okay with it because they don't understand the emotional, mental, and physical torment that they are putting their loved ones through. And so, what I wanted to cover mostly with you guys today is one, if a person you love, especially in a romantic relationship, is not giving you some attention at least every day, they've abandoned you. I know that's hard. I get it. But try to come to terms with it and try to talk to them. Try to ask for the love and attention that you need and deserve. And if that doesn't work, sometimes you do have to walk away, unfortunately. And if it does work, if they truly don't understand and don't know and have good intentions and do love you, if you never say the attention that you need, you're not going to get it. There is a saying in almost every religion and every culture around the world, ask and you will receive, because if you do not ask, nobody knows to give it to you. And that's why there's that saying in many cultures, ask and you will receive, because if you ask, generally you will receive it. Now, there are those unhealthy people who they're not going to give you what you need. And that is not your fault. So that's the first aspect of this that I wanted to cover with you. And the second aspect is, what if you find that you are the abandoner? What if you find that you're saying, oh, well, you know what? I'm not getting out of a relationship what I want. Maybe it's me. Am I abandoning that person? Am I not giving what I need to this relationship to make it work? A good guide is, are you giving them attention every day? Are you giving them positive, loving attention every day? And if the answer is no, then that's an aspect where you need to work on. And there are varying situations. There are acquaintances, there are friends, and sometimes we have life circumstances with those particular people, even family members that we're close to, where we can't always talk to them every day. And in those particular respects, we need to sit down with our loved ones and we need to make a plan. We need to ask them, are you satisfied with how I'm communicating? Do you like how I'm communicating? Do you feel loved by the amount of communication or by the amount of attention that I am giving you? Because if they are not, chances are it is a type of abuse and a type of abandonment. And so for those of us who maybe want to work on this, we need to be very, very careful of that. And for those of us who have other people in our life who are not showing us the correct amount of attention, we need to ask for that and then step back, wait, and if we don't receive it within a reasonable amount of time, then we need to really look at ourselves and look at them and reflect, okay, is this person really capable of giving me the attention that I need and deserve? And if not, why? And if so, why are they not giving it to me? Is it really because they can't? Or is it because they don't want to? And unfortunately, this is a very difficult subject, and it's not the most positive one. And so I've kind of held off in creating this video because, I'm not someone who likes to go off on negative notes, but I think it's a subject that is so serious. And a lot of us, especially in my generation and the next generation, we are so computer oriented and social media oriented that we've lost a lot of our interpersonal connections and ability to understand what is okay and what is not when loving and talking to other people. And so I hope that this has helped you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking with you further.